I should be like you, Mel.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cherry AM. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world. Slight technical issues this morning. You normally get the Talk Sport video at the beginning, but for some reason, my StreamYard won't let me scroll up. So I haven't actually got that one this morning. But yeah, we are part of the Talk Sport fan network, if this is the first time you've joined us. So yeah. It's Friday, so that means it's my day. But yeah, of course, Paul from Oz is currently not in Oz. He's currently here in the UK, so on holiday, visiting family. So thankfully, Ollie's agreed to join me today. And just as well, because he's got some great topics as well. And I've been pretty lazy and haven't got any. So we're going to go through some stuff this morning, like players, squad growth, touching on a bit of managerial narrative as well. And a bit of season ambition and reality as well. But how are you doing, Ollie? Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, very well, thank you, mate. Always nice to. It's not often that we get to share the screen together, Matt. So yeah, it's nice to be here, mate.
Yeah, no, we don't, do we? So it is nice to always do the odd one with you, Ollie, when we get the opportunity. And
Absolutely.
obviously, you know, the stuff you do on here every morning is great. So it's always nice to have you with us. And of course, Paul from Oz, he's away for the next sort of 5 weeks. So I shall be joined by hopefully yourself and Craig and Malcolm between now and then. So yeah, so looks set to be a good one today. Hopefully we've got some good topics. Let's quickly jump into the chat. And there he is. There's my normal Friday co-host. There's Paul from Oz. Hi guys, we'll watch later. Paul from Oz here in London. Bournemouth later today. Keep up the great work you all do.
Is Paul from Oz going to the Leeds game tomorrow? He's not, is he?
No, he's actually travelling down to Bournemouth today. And he's going to be going to the Fulham game next Friday.
Okay.
And next Friday, myself and Paul, we're meeting up sort of mid to late morning. We're going down to the football ground. We're going to have a look around the ground,
Nice.
clubs, stuff like that. So looking forward to that, Paul, next week. So yeah, happy days. And yeah, that's a very, very good point. And thank you, Paul, for bringing this one up. Tell a friend to vote for the channel, lads. They all count. Paul from London. Yeah. Paul from London now. Yeah. As you'll be aware, I'm sure you'll all be aware by now, but we have been nominated for the Football Content Awards, which is a very big achievement, something that we're all very proud of at the channel. But yeah, I'll just play the little message now with the link to how to vote for those that don't know. Up the Cherries in all departments has been nominated for the Best Club Content Creator for the Premier League. To vote, visit the link on screen. We thank you in advance for your support, and up the Cherries. So there we go. So if you haven't voted already, please do. If you have voted already, then we appreciate it immensely. Ollie, let's crack on with the first topic. Well, actually, no, better carry on with the comments. Sorry, guys. Nick Gillins, good morning, everyone. Who's off tomorrow to Leeds? Who's off to Leeds tomorrow? I'll be at work snatching commentary during my breaks. Yeah, I'm personally not going tomorrow, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tough one. We do have the Dean Court social, which is out now. If you haven't seen it, the match preview. Anyone in the chat wants to chat about Leeds game, that's fine. But as normal, I'll give you my normal Friday response. If you want to know my opinion, then please watch the social. David DaCosta, great to have you with us as always. David, good morning, everyone in the chat. 19 degrees, cloud and sun. Good luck to our team in Leeds. Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, Chris Hubble,
Morning,
who
Chris.
will be joining us on Cherry Picking next week.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, we're happy to have Chris joining us next week.
Nice.
We'll be discussing underrated players.
Nice. Good
Players
topic.
that we think, yeah, I thought it wasn't a bad topic, that one. So players that we think from over the years that's been underrated. There is a Facebook post where people are putting their suggestions on. And yeah, so far we got quite a number of players, and Chris has given us a couple of players, and Liam Humby will also be joining us as well.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they've both given us some players which I've added to the list. So yeah, it's going to be a good discussion, that one. So
Nice.
yeah, we look very forward to having you join us, Chris, next week. James Hill, right, Horizon Science.
Welcome, first of all. Yeah, I've not seen that name. Yeah.
James Hill going to start this week against Leeds. Yeah, interesting one. Yeah. What do you reckon?
So. Yeah, I think so. I think he's had a good season so far. He's still got much more room to impress for now, but he's holding himself as a defender, which is good. So yeah, I think he'll start.
Yeah. Okay. And for my opinion, again, Dean Court Social is on there. Paul, as always, good to have you with us. Good morning, everyone. Ethan, morning all. Excited for Leeds tomorrow, and today is FIFA Day. Yes, it absolutely is FIFA Day. Yeah, looking forward to that one. I haven't bought FIFA for a couple of years, and I'm kind of itching to buy one, but we'll see if I get.
That. It's really funny you say that. I haven't played or bought a game for the PS5 in donkeys, but my missus mentioned the new FIFA, and I thought, oh, you know what, I might have to get that.
Yes. Lord Rodney Trotter, good morning, everyone. Behave yourself if you're going up to Leeds. And Chris Hubble saying thanks to you, Ollie, there for obviously welcoming him on to Cherry Picking next week. Cool. Let's get going and let's dive into a topic, Ollie, that one that you found for us today. So player and squad growth.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think it comes down to, the point of conversation was originally from Adley's interview. I'm not sure if you've listened to it, if anyone in the chat's listened to it. But he did give an interview covering his move to England, bits on family, bits on his faith, how he's adjusting at Bournemouth. And he also commented on, which is, for me, kind of really the standout part, was the bravery and quality that he sees in the squad. And now I know that he's reflected on an unexpected but welcome reunion back with Diakite, because Adley and Diakite used to play together. So I know that's fantastic to have behind the scenes. But yeah, if you haven't seen this interview with Adley, please go and watch it, because he really is passionate and ambitious about what he's already experienced at Bournemouth. And it's super nice to see someone like him come in and have that impression and have those words to say within 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks of being here. It's a real good interview, and it really shows how deep our squad is and the connections that lie behind closed doors. And it's fascinating. It's a really, really good watch.
No, I've seen it, but I've not actually dived into that, so I will dive into that at some point today. It's interesting to see, what's he actually said about settling in? Is there anything specific he said? Is he finding it easy, or
he absolutely is. He's loving life down here. His adjustment at Bournemouth, he's found incredibly easy. As I said, I think the connection with Diakite has helped, because he's got someone here that he knows anyway. But it's not just Adley and Diakite. I think even with the other players, I mean, there's a section on Adrian Traffert on his social medias from maybe a week ago, and even he's not quite saying how much he's enjoying the club, but the pictures he's putting up and the videos he's putting up, you can tell he's really falling into place in the area. He likes being here. He likes the fans. He likes the energy of the town. And I think Adley and Diakite are getting that same vibe, and not just from the town, but from the club. Everyone at the club's got their back. Everyone is trying to get the same thing out of the club and the same thing out of this season. And it's insane to see so many people buy into the same vision and the same dream so quickly. It's really fascinating to watch.
Yeah, no, and I touching on that as well slightly. I don't know if anybody else, whether you saw it, Ollie, or whether anybody else in the chat may have saw it yesterday, but there was an interview with Tyler Adams yesterday on Sky Sports News. Between 5 and 7 each night, they've got a show called the Premier League Show, nice and simple. They had Charlie Daniels on there yesterday as one of the panel. And they had an interview with Tyler Adams, and he made quite an interesting point during the interview, actually, about the difference that the training ground has made in terms of, since they've moved in, how players are now tending to stay longer at the training facility and doing extra work on the training pitches because it's just so nice there, so bright, lovely, and also doing more work in the gym and more sort of rehabilitation sessions as well. Which I thought was very interesting. So if you can catch that interview, if you're watching in the chat and you haven't seen it, do catch that one. And also on that show last night, there was a golf competition between.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
And Ryan Christie, which I thought was quite funny, really, because they had to ask each other questions, didn't they, to work out how far they had to hit the ball, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, and they were doing it at Iford Golf Club, weren't they? At the driving range.
They were, and I was
yeah.
quite a lot Iford, and I tell you what, they've got all these digital computers, and that tells you how far you hit it.
Well,
now.
that's new because I went there about 9 months ago, and they didn't have any of that digital stuff. And they also only had one vehicle out on that little driving range, but I noticed they had about 10. There was all sorts of different vehicles and things to go for. Yeah, so don't know whether that was specially for the players, but it looks like it's got much better in recent time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I used to go there quite often. I don't now. But when I first went there, I thought it was exciting how the machine used to roll your ball out and your tee used to pop up. It's definitely more advanced than when I first started going down there. But no, that was quite interesting to watch yesterday. But with Adley, just to touch on Adley, Ollie, because I don't think I've really asked you, because obviously we don't get much time together to do this. But what's been your initial thoughts on Adley anyway, since he's came into the side? Obviously, we've not seen too much of him. But I mean, I've got my opinions on him, but I just wondered what yours were.
So I don't think we've seen enough of him yet, but I think that's sensible. I think we were stung on the Brentford game, really stung on the Brentford game. And don't get me wrong, I feel we've learned our mistakes from that. And Areola obviously came out and apologised for doing too many things at once and too fast and so on. So I think the way that a lot of these players were introduced may have been slightly incorrect, which is now given them lack of exposure and lack of minutes on the pitch because of concern, maybe. So I think give it a couple more games, let us secure ourselves in our position a little bit further, and then I think we'll start to see more minutes from a lot of these players. But Adley's specifically one of the ones I'm excited for. I've seen him play a few minutes so far. I've seen the times where he's entered onto the pitch, and he is explosive and he's hungry for the goal. So every single time you can see him turning and attacking, trying to 1-2 and turn and attack. There is always that thought and process to try and get the ball near the goal. I think that's just something that we may not have needed or had the foresight to see that we need, but he is a perfect 50, 60-minute sub. He is the perfect, let's bring on fresh legs, let's really make it aggressive in the final third. And I think he's perfect for it. So I'm excited to watch him unravel and kind of come into his game a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you've described him exactly how I first described him when I saw him come on against Wolves as explosive. I thought he was like, he just come on there and he just did not stop. He was literally just on it. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I think he's going to be the perfect kind of like you say, player to come on sort of 60, 65th minute.
Yeah.
Not only adding legs to the side, but obviously offering something different. I kind of see him in some respects. It's similar to how I used to see Dango Atara. I used to think Dango was a fantastic sub. I thought he made a great impact when he come in, and I can see Adley making that kind of impact as well. But there's a good comment just come through here. We'll just skip to this comment. We will go back over the other couple, which
I'm
is
glad you picked this out. Yeah,
Adley and Doak. Now Doak as well. I think he made his full debut against Brentford in the Cup, which I think wasn't great. It was great to see him, but I think because there were so many changes within the team, I think that might have hampered his debut a little bit.
So on Doak, do you think, in your opinion, that he's come to Bournemouth expecting minutes? Do you think he was going to expect to be plonked straight into the first team, or to be tested a bit more than what he has been?
That is a very, very good question, because obviously he is only very young, isn't he? I mean, how old is he? Is he 19, 20?
I'll find out now while you're talking.
He's about 19 or 20, isn't he? And obviously he started out at Celtic. I think he burst into their first team at 16, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. He's 19, born in 2005.
So obviously Liverpool then saw the potential, took him in. Has he come here? I think he's come here to develop, Ollie, in my honest opinion. I think he's seen what the club and what the coaching staff can do with young players. You know, we've seen the ones that have gone out the door and gone on to better things. I think he wouldn't say maybe necessarily a stepping stone, but somewhere that this will develop him as, and eventually he will get game time. Like Paul has said here, there's obviously, is it the African Cup of Nations
That's right.
in January? Obviously, Semenyo will go with Ghana. So we will lose him for a little while, and that will give Adley and Doak the opportunity to get minutes there. I'm sure they get minutes before, but I think I saw. So I don't know if anybody else in the chat has seen it, or whether you've seen it, Ollie. There was some footage this week of him training. Doak. Oh, yeah. I think there is a real talent there. There's a real talent there, and I just think he's come here, and I think, you know, give it maybe 2 to 3 years. I think he's going to really, really develop. I mean, he's a good player now, but I think under this coaching staff,
I think Rodney Trotter's next comment actually nails that a little bit.
Yeah, I've just seen that. Excellent.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah,
I don't think he's expected. I think he's looked for a pathway and a development which he had no chance at Liverpool of ever playing. Yeah, and I think spot on there. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it must be, you know, amazing for someone so young as him to be, you know, signed by Liverpool and have that opportunity to be at that club. But in terms of actually a pathway for development, I think he's come to the right club. I'm not going to lie. And like I say, with what we've done with previous youngsters, I mean, you know, Dino just being one of them, you know, who had a 2-year plan, wanted to be at Bournemouth for 2 years before looking at moving on, and, you know, 5-6 months worth of decent football, and he's got his dream move. So, yeah,
and I mean, this is a regular occurrence between Bournemouth and Liverpool, right? It's been happening for years and years. I mean, if we think back to even Harry Wilson came and spent a year with us, didn't he?
Yes.
And then went straight back to Liverpool and then went out again. So I think Liverpool just has this, you know, initial trust in being able to send us players for development anyway, and having an insight and a bit of exposure to the Premier League before they get on the main stage as such.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I don't know if you've seen any of, well, he's Gannon Doak now, isn't he? But we'll just call him Doak for short. But I don't know if you've seen any of his performances for Scotland, but he was excellent during the last international break. So.
Yes, I did see that. It was him and Ryan Christie, actually, wasn't it, that subbed off for each other, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, that's right. Because obviously Steve Clark plays Christie in that more forward role.
Right.
So yeah, and he come on, and wow, he I think he came on. What was it? Was it for about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes maybe? And wow, yeah, it was great. I think it was, who were they playing? Was it Belarus? Can't remember who.
It was someone like that, someone like that.
But yeah, fantastic. But I think in Adley and Doak, like we've said, Ollie, I think we've got 2 fantastic players there. Let's jump back into the comments. Where were we? Here we go. Rodney again. The last FIFA I owned and played probably was 2009, and I reached top 100 in the UK on online mode. Wow, 2009.
Funny shot. I think mine is something similar, and it's funny you say that because I always tell my missus, I'm always like, yeah, that year I was definitely in the top 100 online.
Yeah, when we had more time on our hands back then.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I say I'd like to get the new one, but I'm now thinking, is there much point? I won't get much time to play it. Paul, I would have thought the new training facility is a big pull to bring players to the club. Yeah, absolutely. And Ethan here has said, I ref at the new training ground. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Ethan, so in that regard, if you ref at the new training ground, have you seen or noticed any auditing undertaken to get us to Category 1? Because that should have been happening during September. So I'm just wondering if maybe you've seen extra heads, extra people that shouldn't have necessarily been at the club. Maybe try and keep your eyes and ears out, mate.
Yeah, no, good point. Very good point. And yeah, fair play to you for doing reffing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. It's great to see people going into that. Yeah, we've touched on that one. We've touched on that one. Right. I think that's Doak, David.
Yeah.
So Doak has looked good in training. He has, and there is a video, like I say, on the club website at the minute of him from this week. He'll have chances to impress for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah.
And Tommy, nice to see you, buddy. You reckon we'll finally solve our low block issues?
Well,
sure.
I mean, entering into Leeds where we've historically never won at Elland Road, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, if you're Mr. Beasley, you're extremely confident. I won't say obviously what he said on the social. You'll have to check that out. But he's extremely confident, and I'm a little bit more cautious. So
I think you have to err on the side of caution here for sure. You have to.
Elland Road is a tough place, isn't it?
Yeah.
A tough place, whether they're fighting at the bottom or whether they're top of the league. Whenever you go there, I think it's a very difficult place to go. And I know we're playing great football, but I think a little bit of caution. So we've got a little bit on, and thanks, Ollie, for bringing some topics this morning because I feel very, very lazy that I haven't. But we've got one managerial narrative to talk about, discuss a bit about Andoni's narrative.
Yes. And kind of how, not just narrative for him, but how he's kind of handling this tough game, rotation, the pressure, not just from public comments, from the contract signing thing, from European talks to top four. You know, there's a ton going on for him, right? However, with all of this stuff going on, he still manages somehow to completely embed himself, live, eat, sleep the Bournemouth club, right? So you can tell that he's clearly stuck to his game plan, right? High intensity, front foot style, pressing aggressively, flexibility to drop and be much more compact against better sides, and we've seen that recently. Just being able to play out from the back, being able to attack from the wings, being able to 1-2 with our wing backs, like everything that we're doing, we're almost trying to implement every possible tactic to win games, which is huge. You don't really see that in most games. You see some teams focus on one tactic or one strategy, or maybe try and change that up 30 minutes in or 60 minutes in. Ariola's doing everything. You're getting long throws from Semenyo. You're getting big balls up from Trafford and Hill. Like the amount of stuff that's going on that pitch is it's becoming tactical genius to watch. It really, really is. Now, with us competing as well as we have done so early this season, for me, the biggest concern is what happened last season, and that's managing fatigue. Like September's been pretty heavy for us. If we think back to last season, we had a squad depth issue as we got closer to Christmas. We had injuries. We were starting to get tired, and you could see by the second half of last season, this year, we were struggling. We were really struggling to have full energy and full capacity players on the pitch towards the second half of the season. I think that's where not only has he smashed it, but he's been able to keep up this momentum with all of the new players, with all of the spine that we've managed to keep, while at the same time balancing all of these new signings and rotating players. So I don't necessarily have the biggest concern as we did last season because I feel like he's managing, as we said, managing the narrative like really perfectly. He's almost orchestrating what's happening moving forward, which is nice to see. But yeah, my biggest concern at the moment is fatigue moving into the next couple of months, and just making sure that he really uses and kind of adapts to these players that we've got in, these Adleys, these Gannon Dokes. Like, you know, let's take a rest after we've gained some points. You know, we've got a really strong start this season. Let's focus on the games where maybe aren't that important to take away 3 points. And I know every game's important for 3 points, right? But our players and our energy levels moving towards Christmas are as important, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's you know, probably the most important time of the season, isn't it? Around that time. But in terms of Andoni managing to achieve what he's achieving off the pitch, what he does in terms of his narrative and things like that, don't you think it's very, very vital that the recruitment team have replaced so well this summer
100%.
with where we've lost? You know, we've lost who we've lost, but I think now, in my personal opinion, you may agree, I think we're probably in a stronger place now than we were probably last season. Or is that just madness?
No. I don't think that's madness at all. And I think that's the plan. That's the plan. And then we always come back to this. I know Malcolm's a big fan of this with me as well.
Yeah.
There's a whole vision in place here. And I think what we've done well isn't just these individual titles. So our recruitment team, you know, or our CFO or our coach and head manager being Areola. They all come together to build this perfectly coordinated behind the scenes team. It's fantastic. It's absolutely, because what they've done is Pinto and Frano have clearly understood Bill Foley's plan, and they've gone, right, we need someone that's going to implement this and integrate it immediately. Let's bring in Areola, right? Areola, if we focus on him, he's like the European Eddie Howe, isn't he? It's such a decent comparison, right? So for them to have noticed that and gone, right, let's replicate the feeling of Eddie Howe, but with the aggression and intensity to get us to the next step. That is football genius from behind the scenes. And then for it to work, you know, and then pull it together while at the same time harnessing investment with another finance department to build our account. Like, it's magic in front of our eyes. It really is. And the way that they're working together is like a symphony. It's amazing to watch. And I've got no doubt this season that we're gonna go from strength to strength. Whether that means top 4 finish, European, whatever you want to take it as, we are just going to be going from strength to strength this season.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think whether we were to achieve Europe at the end of the season or not, you know, I still think it's the right step in the right direction anyway. I'm not going to get quite as excited as Craig got the other day with his whole top 4 video. I just look at the table at this time of year in terms of points, and I think, you know, 10 points after the first, 5 games? I think we all would have taken that at the start of the season. So, you know, it is a really strong start of the season. Let's get Christmas out of the way before we start thinking about, are we placed for Europe, in my opinion. But let's just hope it carries on. I totally agree with what you just said there, Ollie. And yeah, I think that's a very, very good comparison there of Howe and Andoni, definitely. Let's jump back in the chat before we touch on our last subject. I'm sure we got some feedback on what's just been said here. So Chris Hubble, hope that the Cherries get a win tomorrow away at Leeds United. Yep, we all do. We definitely all do on that one, Chris. Paul, I've got a feeling we will blow Leeds away. Wow. Yeah, I do hope so. Ethan, thank you, lads. Not yet, Ollie. It's always so busy, but I'm back on Sunday, so we'll keep an extra eye out. I'm always looking out for players for photos. Yeah, I bet it's great.
I like that,
yeah, I bet that's great down there, Ethan. Must be great. Great experience every week. Paul, fatigue was an issue last season, but with the depth in the squad, we will not have the same issues this season. Yeah, and I think that is right. And I also think what's also key to this is that if we can stay injury free this season as well, that will make a massive difference.
Yeah.
Even though we played some great football with so many injuries out last year, I still think that would be better if we had less injuries. Has everyone hit the like button? And thank you for saying that, Paul, because I'm just having a look. So we've currently got over 18 watching, and we've got 12 likes. So if you've smashed the like already, thank you very much.
Better than usual. It's better than usual, that. So appreciate that, everyone.
Yeah, massively appreciate that. Thank you to everyone that smashed it already. If you haven't, please smash the like for us. It does mean a lot to us. So thank you very much to everybody involved. Mr. Rodney Trotter, United fans drooling all over Andoni. Yeah, I did a video on that last week where basically
they can keep drooling, Rodney. They can keep drooling. Yeah.
Basically on how Andoni won't go and the reasons the reasons why he won't go, and if he was to go, the reasons why it wouldn't be the best move. So that one's called No Way Iriola, I think. So yeah, I did make the case on exactly why he would go.
Love that.
Liam, good to see you. He's going with a 2-1 to Bournemouth. And Liam will also be joining us for cherry picking next week as well. So looking forward to that, Liam. And yeah, 2-1, Ollie. What do you reckon on that one?
I don't know. This is a tough one. Usually, mate, I come fully locked and loaded with exactly how I think the weekend's going to go. And I just can't this weekend. I obviously, being the optimistic Bournemouth fan I am, I'm going to go 3-1 because I just don't feel like history can continue to supersede itself when the last 2 seasons we've broken history at numerous grounds, 2 seasons in a row. So I can't see this thing continuing and hanging over our head, but this is football, right? And that's why historical stats continue to live on. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit superstitious in that sense.
No, I get where you're coming from. I tend to be a bit more cautious sometimes, unless I'm absolutely certain. Let's see. Paul, they can drool away. He ain't going there. What manager in their right mind would want to go there? Yeah, I mean the whole Man United thing, I think, just is. They need. If I was a manager getting that job, obviously there's still a manager in place there, but if I was the manager getting that job, I'd want absolute reassurance from the board that they're going to clear out and invest and that it's a project. That's a big project. To start winning trophies again at United, I think, is a big project that's got to take time, and they need to invest in a manager and give the manager time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's too much of a big job now. Dan Short, nice to see you. 3-0 Bournemouth win. Wow.
Love that. Love that, Dan.
Confidence. Love the confidence in that. I don't think the penny has quite dropped for them yet. Their fate is entangled with Gareth Southgate. What were we talking about on that one?
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure on that one. If you can let us know, Rodney, that'd be great. Chris Hubble, 3-1. Interesting. Liam, looking forward to be on cherry picking next week. Yeah, we're looking forward to having you, buddy.
I think he's talking about United.
Right. Dan Ashworth called it right.
Called it right.
She got the sack for it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Of course. Southgate going to United. Right, I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm with you now. Sorry, still early. From Ethan. Yeah, up the cherries indeed. Right, cheers, guys. Yeah, thank you for your interaction there. Right, last topic before myself and Ollie will wrap up because we both got a busy day ahead of us today. So season's ambition versus reality. So we know what the ambition is, Ollie, obviously, is us either achieving Europe or keep working towards that, which I think is what will happen. But what's the reality side of it with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, is European in our goal? I mean, do we know from behind the scenes and from senior leadership that we're going for Europeans? Has that been said?
it's a 5-year plan, isn't it? And
5-year
that's the way
plan.
I see it. That's why I see
So
it.
my thought process behind this is that reality is, of course, there is whispers consistently about the European dream, about top 4 finishes, about how fantastic we've done, and club depth, and we're not going to get any of this other stuff that happened last season. That's all fantastic. That's all amazing, amazing, amazing. However, reality is, pretty sure as a club and as senior leadership, all we wanted to do was get top 10 stability and avoid a relegation scrap, right? So if we look at expectations versus what reality might be, we're already ahead of the game because our expectations are not top 4. Our expectations are not Europe. That's not expected, because if we start to expect these things, we start to apply unnecessary pressure. We start to skip ahead of a 5-year plan 2 years early. That is not in our plan. However, that doesn't mean we're going to purposely avoid it. So
exactly.
if we continue to get these wins, and I cannot stress to the chat and to the people watching, this has to be a week by week basis. Now, if we get past Christmas and we're still top 5, then by all means, I will continue to entertain European and top 5 and all these other crazy things that would be madness for us. But for now, I think the reality is that we're focused on our club position. We're focused on our player development. And most importantly, we're ambitious to continue fighting for top 8. Yeah. And that is awesome. That's where we need to focus. Reality versus expectation. If we're sitting happily and comfortably in that top 8, top 10, then we've done fantastically. And we're ticking every single box because we're in a little bit of a development season here, right? We're a little bit siloed. Let's just watch it happen and enjoy it. We're middle of the plan. We're right in the center of bit of the plan. Let's continue pushing forward. Let's hold our expectations and wind our necks in a little bit. Top 4, top 5, top 6 absolutely could be possible. But expectation is avoid relegation, consolidate what we have in the top half of the table. That's expectation. And that's reality. If we get better than that, fantastic. Bloody amazing.
It's a bonus if it's better than that. I mean, for me, I think I'd be disappointed if we fell out of the top 10 at the end of the season. But I think anything from 10 upwards for me is progression still and moving in the right direction. Like you say, we're bringing the players that we've brought in. It is a bit of a development, and adjustment and things like that, which has started excellently. And like you say, if we were to reach Europe, which would be absolutely fantastic, would be a bonus. But for me, at the moment, what's key for me is how many points are going on the board rather than
absolutely. It's the security of our players, right? It's the people like Christie, Semenyo, everyone else that involved in our spine. We need to keep it important and interesting for them and their career paths, right? Again, if you think of this as business, which is the reason we're doing so well, because we've got business heads behind our club now.
Yeah.
We've started a 2-year plan. We've come into a ton of profit, right, within 2 years, which was obviously ideally the plan. We've trimmed away the fat. We've got good results. We've made money. That's amazing. We've now invested that money. We're still a profitable bit in the bank. And we've got another year now to develop that money into another 2 years worth of money. So then this is now, again, almost like the first year Iriola has been here. We're back into the foundations of setting a fantastic squad up for the next 2 years. So, for now, I think that I don't think the team in any way, shape, or form are expecting or putting pressure on European top 4, top 5. That's not the expectations. The expectation, week by week, let's go and get those 3 points. Let's continue to include and expose our new players, and let's just grow. Let's grow and grow and grow, because we'll be a force to be reckoned with in the next 2 years.
Yeah, Yeah, well explained, to be honest. Well explained. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And I think there's a few people here that agree with you in the comments as well. So, yeah, we'll just head to the comments for one last time before we wrap up. Rodney Trotter.
Yeah.
Dan Ashworth was hired by Sir Jim and recommended they hire Southgate, and the fans called for his head. Thing is, wasn't Dan Ashworth at Newcastle and there was a big hoo-ha how he moved from Newcastle to United? He was placed on gardening leave and all sorts, I think, wasn't he? And then they got rid of him within a few months. He'd have been better off staying at Newcastle, in my opinion. But there you go. Chris Hubble, me too, Liam. Looking forward to next week cherry picking with Matt. Yeah, and you'll be both with myself and Craig. Craig will be with us as well, so that'd be a nice episode next week. Dan Short, reality top 5. I think probably a little bit higher than what
I like your reality, Dan. I'll leave you to live your reality. That sounds like a fantastic reality.
It would be nice. It would be nice, but let's keep our feet on the ground, I think. Paul, I think the club are thinking of Europe. That's why the club are pushing the new stand ready for next season. Last game of the season and start of next season, we will be playing away. Yeah, that is correct. Whether it's just about Europe, I'm not too sure, because I think it is time that the demand is there for people wanting to watch the game. So whether we have Europe or not, I think that the stadium development is essential.
100%, yeah. And I'm not sure, again, if anyone's aware of all the other aspects that go into European football, but it's not just the stadium size. So there's a ton of other stuff like media production rooms, box amounts. There's tons and tons of other stuff as a criteria for us to hit that European fixture accommodating setting. So I don't think it's just stadium size.
Yeah, we looked at there was a cherry picking episode last season where we looked into that.
Yeah,
and actually the capacity at Dean Court is fine. It's just the other adjustments, like
there's about 6 or 7 other features and things, isn't there, that we have to implement before? Yeah,
that's right. So it's not all just about stadium size. You're absolutely spot on, Ollie. You might have been on that one with us. I can't remember.
I don't think I was. No, but it was an interesting topic for me. I didn't know you did a video on it, so I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah. There's at some point last season, I can't remember what it was, which cherry picking it was, but I remember we did do that, and we covered off what was in place and what wasn't. David DaCosta, quite right, Ollie. Let's not get carried away. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Ethan also agrees with you there, Ollie. Spot on. So does Rodney Trotter. Lord Rodney.
Nice,
and keep proving them all wrong. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea, Ethan, I think. Well, just before we go, I won't be able to play all the outros, so unless you can do it for me, Ollie, it would be ideal. But just before we go, just one quick last message. Up the Cherries in all departments has been nominated for the Best Club Content Creator for the Premier League. To vote, visit the link on screen. We thank you in advance for your support, and up the Cherries. Cool. So that's how you vote. If you voted already, thank you very much. And if you're about to vote for us, again, thank you very much. It's much appreciated.
I can do the outro, mate.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. So for myself and Ollie then, it's goodbye for today. But do you join us again from 8 a.m. on Monday, when Cherry AM will start again from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. The Dean Court Social is out now. If you haven't seen it, do check it out. We also have a contribution from All Leeds TV, who give us a little bit of an insight as well. And there will be Cherry Slaps on Monday evening, which I think I'll probably pop on again this week, Ollie. It was quite good last week. And we'll try and get a couple of Leeds guests for that as well. And then next week, the same old, be cherry picking. I'm sure there might be the odd spontaneous video from Mr. Beasley if you're lucky. But until the next one, from myself and Ollie, up the Cherries.
Yeah, up the Cherries.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.